we're back with another Wine About It Wednesday. Yay! Today we're talking about color theory, but with something a little bit different. Yeah, so we're going to be talking about color theory, but we're also going to be talking about color theory and purple shampoo and how it works. And does that change your season? Does it work for everyone? Even the hair color, what it's going to do. And we'll just be diving into everything regarding purple shampoo. It's so trendy right now. It's such a hot topic that everyone is kind of trying to figure out what it actually does, what it actually means, how it works. So we're just going to break it all down for you. And we've done a ton of research today on not only some shampoos to use, but also how it all works. So,
well, I have to say, I've been using purple shampoo as long as my hair, since my hair has gone gray. So, love it. And if any of you out there are worried that your hair might be a little brassy on the brassy side, we're going to deal with that. And I think mainly we got into this topic because I was talking to some friends this week, 2 different friends, who indicated that that for various reasons, one of them has recently let her hair grow out. She loves it, but let her hair go natural rather than dyeing it all the time. And the pandemic has had a little bit to do with that because, you don't get out to the salon as much. And I have another friend who's frustrated because she doesn't really want to go gray, and she doesn't, she's worried about that. And her hair is, her roots when they come in are white. So, that's a challenge. So basically, we're going to try to cut through a few of those challenges that people have brought to us today. What we're talking about when we talk about purple shampoo is its ability to neutralize brassy tones in your hair. You go out, you get your hair dyed blonde and it looks orange, purple shampoo. If your gray hair looks yellow based on course, if you swim, when I was going to the pool every day to swim, it was giving me a fit because the chlorine was making my hair turn orange. So the degree to which you need to neutralize that color, it'll change based on, your environment, what's going on with you, what you're doing. So we're just here to teach you how to harness that power, the power of color, to your best advantage.
To begin, what is purple shampoo? And it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It is purple pigment inside a formula. I don't want to say a shampoo formula because not all purple shampoos actually cleanse the hair. That's something we'll talk about a little bit later, just when we're talking about tips to using it. But yeah, it's a formula with purple pigments. And all this is going to do is it's going to cancel any yellow undertones that you have. And I guess,
as they say on this bottle, neutralize brass tones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this kind of all goes back to color theory. And I'm going to bring up the color wheel really quickly to refresh everyone's memory. And here we have it. The color wheel that we all know and love, yellow and purple, they're opposite on the color wheel. They're going to kind of cancel each other out. So if you're somebody who has yellow, brassy, orangey type of hair, we're going to be using that purple shampoo to help neutralize it a bit. And it goes back to, once again, the color wheel. And another thing I want to talk about is when your hair starts looking brassy. We all get our hair done and you walk out of the salon, it looks fantastic and the color's perfect and you absolutely love it, right? And then a couple of days later, it starts turning a little brassy, or what really is happening, that toner starts to fade out. And that's the importance of using a purple shampoo, because it's kind of like having your hair in between sessions just lift it a little. It's kind of trying to neutralize. You were talking about when you were swimming, the chlorine in the pool was also doing some damage. But I mean, the sun, any type of hard water, heat styling tools.
Well, that's if you color your hair. Mm-hmm. Look at it this way. If you look at if you have a piece of furniture in front of a window, look at the upholstery on that furniture, and you will find that the color has faded or changed or even on the wall. I mean, some people, they've had pictures up on the wall, not me because I'm like rotating my pictures constantly, but that you will see a difference in the color on the wall. So light, particularly UV light, has the power to fade, particularly reds. Mm-hmm. Reds are the most notoriously unstable pigment. But having said that, when you color your hair, you're going to get, that's why if you color your hair red or some red family, and that's including blonde, because there is blonde that has a little red in it. Otherwise, it would be strictly ash blonde. But you're going to see some of this fading and changing just based on the environment, the chemicals in the air, the UV light that hits your head. That's why it's important for you to take matters into your own hands and resolve some of this brassiness, because nothing looks quite as imperfect as your hair when it's moved into that brassy stage. Now, I'm not talking about blonde. I'm talking about orange. Also, getting back to those of us who are naturally gray, our hair is not gray. My hair, for example, is white. It's got some of Sarah's color in it from back in the day that hasn't gone away. I've got some brunette strands, so mine is a blend of a lot of different colors. But the color I'm most concerned about is the white, because it's the white that can go yellow. It's the white in your hair that can make your hair look dirty, for lack of a better term, because when it looks brassy, it looks dirty. And to that point, styling products can make your hair go brassy. So, if you're rocking like the gray hair, or you've got some white in the hair, try to always stick with clear styling products so that you don't have any gray buildup there as well.
So while we're talking about gray, I'm going to go ahead and bring up our first example of what it looks like. We have a couple of different hair colors, but as for gray, here's what we're looking at. So the top image is just kind of what you were talking about a little bit earlier, how those lighter strands can look a little brassy and a little bit yellow. But take a look when you put a purple film over the top of that. Now, another thing to mention is those darker colors, it doesn't pick up as much as those lighter shades.
Yeah, it really doesn't do anything, because you can barely see the purple film that you used in Photoshop to address this. That little bit on dark hair, on other colors of hair, isn't really going to matter. It's not. It's not going to turn your hair purple. Where it matters is in the white. And you see the difference. If one looks clean, the other looks dingy. Think of your basic white t-shirt. But if they start to look dingy, they either go right in the trash or in my bleach load.
You know what's funny? I bet you we're going to start seeing purple laundry detergent. That's going to be the next big hit, is purple laundry detergent. I'm calling it.
Young lady, they have something. They have a purple additive for laundry, and it's called bluing. And back in the day, bluing was it was even before my time, to be honest. It goes a while back. But the point is, it looked like this stuff, like I just put it on my hand, and you put it in your laundry, and like for men's t-shirts and things like that, and it just made them look fresh and clean and white. Bluing. Look it up.
Okay. Now, while we're talking about some of these others, I want to dive into some other shades. So let's just take a look at kind of like a golden blonde, almost before strawberry blonde and not platinum blonde. That's just right in the middle up here. So we have this top shade. Of course, you can see that yellow coming through. Now, I love this hair color as a hair color on its own, but some people need to cancel out that yellow, that red. Yeah. And I also want to mention, we're not talking one treatment of purple shampoo. This is a couple of treatments of purple shampoo over time to get this to work.
Yeah, you just, and it's so easy, whatever shampoo you use, just mix a little bit in. I shampooed twice, and I don't, a lot of people I read, you're only supposed to shampoo once, and back in the day they told you to shampoo twice because they wanted you to use twice as much shampoo, whatever. I developed a habit, so I shampooed twice. The first time I shampoo with whatever shampoo that I want to use, usually something with a little panthenol. And then the second shampoo, I use my purple shampoo.
All right, and let's take a look at our next one, which is, I wanted to bring in an example with brown hair as well, just so you could see with some highlights what it actually does. So up at the top, we have this brown with this, once again, kind of brassy looking highlight going on. And just take a look at what happens to the hair with those highlights. It really just takes away, well, I'm seeing a lot of green in this as well. I don't know if you can see it, but that top has some green in there. It has the brassiness. It has a yellow. Yeah. A lot of different hues going on. And that's kind of what I think about when you say a little dirty. Like your t-shirt example. That's kind of what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
and then,
or if you go in a house where there have been smokers for like 100 years and everything has that film of color, that color on it. But I think what's more important is when you look at the deeper tones. They're not purple.
Yeah, they don't.
When you look at something that's had the purple shampoo on it or a purple tint, the deeper tones, they still are as vibrant as ever.
I hate to say that the darker hair doesn't pick up. It picks up a little bit, but it's not as dramatic as those lighter strands, as you can see. So it's the lighter, the more it's going to help neutralize, versus the darker, it's not going to neutralize as much.
Yeah.
And that's just something to keep in mind. And there was another thing when doing some research, I saw a lot of people who were using purple shampoo with the rainbow hair trend, you know, where it's like they have lavender and blues and,
I was thinking about doing that just recently. There's a product called Overtone. You can get it. And sometimes people, like myself, use it to tone their gray and make it not so brassy. It works. But they make it in turquoise and magenta and purple. And I was thinking, I wonder, maybe I'll try that just for fun.
And over time, those kind of colors are going to fade out slowly, but people actually use purple shampoo to keep the colors looking vibrant. So if you're somebody out there who does have like the rainbow hair trend or anything that's purple, blues, any of those colors, actually you can use purple shampoo to keep your hair looking more vibrant longer. So that's another tip for anyone out there. And then a last kind of thing that I wanted to talk about before we get into different purple shampoos was tips for not making any mistakes, I guess. These are just some of the common mistakes. Is some purple shampoos are not actually shampoos. So you do take a look at the shampoo you're using, because they're not going to cleanse exactly. So, I mean, you have to be a little careful when it comes to things like that. But I wouldn't be too worried, I guess. When it comes to leaving it on too long is something that people say they made a mistake on before. But
no, been there, done that. No,
leaving it on, you never have to worry about that, because like you said earlier, you were mentioning that it's just, there's not enough going on. There's just not enough pigment to really do any damage. It's not going to magically change your hair color to purple. You will be okay.
Yeah. And let's say you leave the shampoo in your head. No, I don't know why you do that, but I've done some crazy stuff myself. So, let's say you leave it in your hair, you forget to rinse it out. Yeah, it might look a little purple, but guess what? You get back in the shower, use a regular shampoo to shampoo it out. And
then another mistake that when doing research that I kind of came across, that it can be a mistake, but it's not really. You only need to do this once, maybe twice a week. It really doesn't have to be a daily thing that you have to keep up with.
Unless you can.
Yeah, I would say like twice a week. If you do something that really not aggravates it, but starts changing your hair color, maybe you style it a ton, you're out in the sun a ton, you're swimming a ton, then maybe a couple more times might be good. But other than that, you don't have to really keep up with it that much in order to get the results that you're looking for. And then when it comes to links, I will drop them in the comments after we hop off. You'll kind of see them throughout. And then if for some reason, if you want to message us, you can. I have a whole list that I can send you as well. If you just want to get that whole list and don't want to dive through the comments, perfectly fine.
And I think it was Bonnie who said she likes her blonde hair to be more ash blonde as opposed to a blonde. This is your jam, man, because it's hard to keep ash blonde. If you've colored your hair to be ash blonde, it's hard to keep your ash blonde.
Yeah, that's very true. So if you guys have any questions regarding purple shampoo, obviously you are the expert to ask because you've been using it for a very long time. Obviously, anyone with warmer hair tones, obviously we're not going to be using or getting to use purple shampoo unless maybe we start, if we want to embrace going gray or changing our hair color. But for us, we don't really need it. So I would say you are the expert by far in this category.
Everybody has a friend. Everybody has someone in their life who is contemplating right now in particular, just making the switch over to silver. And because salon visits are dangerous, they're expensive, and sometimes people don't have the patience to color their own hair.
Yeah, and we hope you had enjoyed this show, and we'll see you guys on Monday. So see ya.